New year, new diet. A few years ago, I went vegan for 30 days. Now, I'm doing the opposite of that. Carnivore Diet, day 1. Before we begin, we need to check my starting weight and physique. So here's what I've got for breakfast. I have some turkey bacon, and in the frying pan, I'm heating up some butter to coat the pan, and I'm gonna add some liquid egg whites. I like to have egg whites for breakfast, and on the Carnivore Diet, it's the perfect breakfast option. I've also added some cheese to the egg whites to give it some more flavor and texture, and I seasoned it with salt and pepper. Now, before I go any further, what exactly is the Carnivore Diet? The Carnivore Diet is completely animal-based food. We're talking chicken, beef, pork, eggs, turkey, butter, cheese, certain types of yogurt. If it comes from an animal, it's on the menu. It's a lot like keto, except way more restrictive. I can't even have condiments. Like, normally I would be putting some ketchup on my scrambled egg whites, but ketchup is not on the menu. Things that are not allowed: bread, pasta, sugar, alcohol, fruits, and vegetables. Yeah, I can't have fruits or vegetables. Now, because fruits and vegetables are not allowed in this diet, I'm gonna be missing out on some essential vitamins and nutrients. So, I will have to take a multivitamin every day. This will prevent me from any deficiencies that I may experience throughout this diet. I gotta stay healthy. And here's what I have for dinner: a chicken breast with some butter melting on it. My portions might not be this small. I might end up increasing my portions depending on how big my appetite is the further I go along in this diet. But we're gonna see how buttered chicken tastes. I think it works. At least it adds some flavor. Today I'm making myself a taco bowl for lunch. I got some ground beef here. I put some butter in the pan. I'm just frying up some beef. I'm gonna season it with salt, pepper, and cumin. And once the meat is done, I'm just gonna top it with some cheese. Tacos and taco bowls are one of my favorite things to eat. So this is a recipe that I think I can eat plenty of during this diet. Now, how strict am I gonna go with this diet? I know there are variations of the Carnivore Diet where people only eat meat and butter, any other animal products, and stick only to that. But I don't know if I can go quite that strict, because I need to have some flavor in the food that I'm eating. As long as I'm not eating bread or fruits or vegetables or anything whole like that. You know, if it's just a trinkle of cumin or salt or pepper just to give my meat some flavor, then I'd say that is where I'm gonna draw the line. I will avoid sauces though, and I think I'll just stick to spices to give my meat some flavor. And as far as drinks go, water will be my primary beverage, but I think once in a while, I'll have a bottle of Propel or some kind of electrolyte water to help improve my hydration. And I'm expecting to feel very low on energy from the lack of carbs. So I might need an energy drink from time to time, maybe a can of Celsius. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. We'll see if I even need caffeine throughout this diet. I can already start feeling the keto flu creep up on me. I'm not quite there yet, but I just do not feel like myself. The good news is my sleep quality has been good. Without carbs and sugar to give me energy, my body just crashes at the end of the day, late at night. So I take that as a win. For lunch, I'm having some tuna that I cooked in my air fryer, and I put some butter on it. I've been eating a lot more tuna steaks lately, and let me tell you, I like it. Tuna might be my new favorite seafood. Alright, I'm gonna have a can of Celsius to see how this affects my energy levels. I still have a headache, and I'm wondering if it's from the lack of carbs or the lack of caffeine, because I'm still having some caffeine withdrawal from not
having any energy drinks for the last 4 days. I think I'll be a little bit lenient when it comes to what I drink. I'll stick primarily to water, and I might just have an energy drink once in a while. I'm hoping that this will clear my headache later on today. I was wrong. I still have a headache. And I can feel myself getting sick. I think I'm dying, folks. I have a runny nose. I'm congested. I still have a headache. Yeah, I can definitely feel the keto flu creeping up. Either that or it's allergies, but I am not feeling well right now. If it gets to the point where I physically cannot continue this diet any longer, I'll stop. If it gets to the point where I'm like very physically sick and I need to stop, then I will. I still kind of feel like crap, so I'll take some allergy pills and see if that helps. Well, I'm feeling a lot better today. Good enough to go to the gym, that's for sure. So I might be getting used to this carnivore diet now. At this point, my energy is back to 100%, even though I'm still a bit congested. I don't have a headache anymore, and I feel well enough to get a workout in. My workouts have been pretty good. Despite the lack of carbs, I still feel like I have enough energy to push through all my exercises throughout my workout. I've got really good energy in the gym, so I think whatever I'm doing on this carnivore diet is working for me. I don't feel sluggish or bogged down or anything. Whenever I do these month-long diet challenges, like going vegan or carnivore for 30 days, it always seems like I have the same thing for breakfast and the same thing for lunch and just keep repeating the simplest recipes over and over again. So we're going to break that today. We're going to make a carnivore diet friendly recipe. So now what I have here is essentially a meat lover's egg bake. You can see the beef and the ham all baked into this egg bake. It's a really simple recipe too. Just some eggs, egg whites, salt and pepper, and then whatever you want to put into it. The recipe in the cookbook that I have calls for some vegetables. I decided to just omit the vegetables and replace it with meat. A delicious carnivore diet friendly lunch. Steak and eggs. Let me tell you folks, this is a breakfast I could probably eat for every day for the rest of my life. I I've fallen in love with this stuff. Something else I've been noticing? I've been extremely thirsty lately. Probably from all the extra sodium I'm drinking, but it feels like no matter how much I drink, it's never enough. I'm just thirsty every day, all the time. I have now been on the carnivore diet for more than 3 weeks. Just a heads up, I'm about to talk about my bodily functions. So when it comes to the carnivore diet, you're not getting a lot of fiber in your diet, and so it's very common for people to feel constipated. And for me, that's kind of been the case. It's not that I've been making fewer bowel movements. I have. They're less frequent, like I'm going every other day pretty much. But what I'm noticing is when I do make a bowel movement, they're a lot harder. You know, I'm still not getting a lot of fiber, and so therefore when I make a bowel movement, it's harder for it to come out. Like it's a lot more stressful and a lot more strain. But despite that, things are still flowing through pretty well. I don't think the multivitamins are having any effect. I think just the fact that I'm drinking plenty of water is helping with that. It's very important for me to stay hydrated when I'm on the carnivore diet, which I have been, drinking plenty of water, drinking from my gallon water jug. So I think as long as I keep doing that, my bowel movements will continue to go on as they usually are. And besides, when I'm on a diet in general, whether it's carnivore or not, my bowel movements are a lot less frequent because I'm eating less food. Now at this point, my energy levels are pretty good. I feel all right. I'm taking a break from the gym right now, but next week, like in the final days of the diet, I'll head back to the gym and we'll see how I feel. If you're at a gas station or a convenience store and you're on the carnivore diet, can't go wrong with fried pork skins. Just fried pork skins, salt, natural smoke flavor. That's all there is. So something that is allowed to drink, even if you're on a strict carnivore diet, if you're sick of drinking water all the time, bone broth is allowed. This is a broth typically used in soups made from animal products. I picked up some chicken bone broth and I heated some up and I'm gonna drink it like a tea. I will say it does not taste like tea at all. It definitely tastes a lot like soup, but it's got a nice hearty taste and it's got 8 grams of protein per cup. It's got a very dark brown color. It doesn't look all that appetizing, but it doesn't taste that bad, actually. Well, folks, my Buffalo Bills failed to make it to the Super Bowl again. And worst of all, we're seeing the same Super Bowl we saw 2 years ago. So, I guess the only thing left to do now is go blow off steam at the gym. I saw this recipe for a carnivore diet pizza on social media, so I'm gonna try to make it myself.
came out much better than I thought it would. Let's see if it tastes good. It still comes apart a little bit. Looks very good. Hot. It's still a little hot. That was dumb. I should not have grabbed it with my bare fingers while it was still hot. But nevertheless, Carnivore Diet pizza, we'll give it a thumbs up. It's the last day of the Carnivore Diet. I can't believe a whole month has already passed. So, let's kick today's ass. Some might think that I can't exercise my legs because I had a piece of my fibula removed from my right leg when I had my surgery 16 years ago, but no, you'd be mistaken. I can still do calf raises, and I'm running half marathons. In fact, I'm planning on running my first full marathon this year. So, stay tuned for that. And that's it, folks. That's 31 days of the Carnivore Diet. I spent the entire month of January eating only animal products. Certainly it was quite an experiment, and actually, I think the Carnivore Diet is more sustainable for me than it was when I went vegan. Most of the weight that I lost during like the first couple of weeks, and that was mostly water and glycogen, and once all that was depleted, all that's left is fat. And I can only burn fat if I'm in a calorie deficit. And I was not tracking my calories when I was on the Carnivore Diet, so I was probably at maintenance or maybe even at a surplus. But I was weighing myself every day, and my weight would sometimes go up, sometimes it would go down, but it still stayed relatively consistent, like between 200 and 205 throughout the last couple of weeks. As far as my energy levels go, I had bursts of energy on some days. Sometimes I had low energy and was feeling sluggish. I had to deal with headaches, keto flu, runny nose. Some days I just wasn't feeling well. That's because my body just was not accustomed to not eating carbs. And I just had some carbs with my breakfast after my final weight check, and I feel weird now. It's kind of hard how to describe how weird it feels to have carbs the first time when you're on a carnivore diet for that long. I had never eaten so much cheese and butter in 1 month. I normally don't eat that much cheese and butter, but you know, when I'm on the carnivore diet, I kind of had an excuse to do that, and it made my food taste better, honestly. You know, butter and cheese, add it to my scrambled eggs, put it on my chicken or my steak. It really made the food taste better. I noticed that I was incredibly thirsty most days. Like, felt like I could drink an entire gallon of water, had to drink some electrolyte water, and I think that was because of the extra salt I was putting on my food. But overall, I'm glad I did this. I'm glad that I tried out the carnivore diet and see what it was like. It's definitely more sustainable than going vegan because I need to get my protein. I work out 5 days a week. I go to the gym. I gotta be able to get my protein in and build muscle. And if you want to check out the video where I went vegan for 30 days, you can go ahead and tap the tag at the top of this video. I also have a link in the description. Now I have one more really important tip. If you are planning to go on the carnivore diet yourself, please don't eat 6 pounds of saturated fat a day. Well, thank you for joining me on this journey. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below if you'd like to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching, have an awesome day, and don't forget to eat like a carnivore.